Hi everyone, Carol from Carol's Vintage Treasures, and today I'm going to talk to you about selling children's books. Very more specifically, vintage children's books. I have a special place in my heart for children's books. I love to sell them. And one of the best tips I can give a reseller is if you're going to resell things that you like or you love, because that makes it a lot more fun. And things won't lay around as much in your death pile if you're excited about it. So I will show you some things that I have sold so you can kind of get an idea of what's selling out there. First thing is this, my very first golden Bible. This is a golden book. It's a hardcover. It sold for $6.39. Had some really pretty pages in it. Children's Bibles sell pretty well for me. So when I can find them in good condition, I will pick them up. And I had some blurry pictures there. I'm trying to get better with my pictures. But you just take, what I usually do is I'll take a picture of the front, the back, and some of the inside pages, as well as the date the book was put out. I didn't do that on this book for some reason. But Holly's getting her long drink of water. Holly is my black lab, if you're new to the channel. I love her very much. She's like my sidekick. Okay. Next thing I have to show you is the Magic School Bus chapter book. Chapter books can do really well, even if they're not hardcover. This one sold for $6.39. What I try to do when I'm looking for a children's book is I'll see something that either I liked from my childhood or my kids liked from their childhood. And I know my kids read these books a lot. So my kids are in their 30s and 40s now, so that shows you how old I am. But, it helps me out with the vintage books, knowing what to look for because I read to them a lot when they were little. Okay, next, this one is A Fly Went By. It sold for $7.19. This was just a hardcover. I can read it by myself. Children's beginner's book from 1958, it said. I kind of doubt that, though, now looking at it. Well, maybe. But, did I take a picture of the date? Some of these are older. Oh, another thing I wanted to say is if there's any writing in the book, such as names or scribbling, make sure you take pictures of that and show it to your customer because they're going to want to know if the book's in good condition. So, but this book was popular. Yeah, it's in 1958. Okay, next I have to show you is Madeline. Madeline books sell really well for me. This was a hardcover, and it was $7.99. Show you a few of the pages here. I really like selling children's books because they're easy to list, they're easy to photograph, and they're easy to ship. So if you can sell a lot of them, even if it's only at $7.99, if you didn't pay a whole lot for the book, I think that's still good. And I always start them out at a higher price and then come down in price as they sit there a little while. And this was a board book. So it was one of those books with the hard pages that you could give to a toddler and they wouldn't rip the pages out of it type thing. But a very nice book from 2000 and it was a 2012 printing of a 1967 book. So let's see what else we have here. I have a little golden book. Little golden books can sell pretty well. They take a while to sell. They have to find the right person. But they don't take up a whole lot of room. So if you can just find a place to put them for a little while. This one was from 1984 called Kitty's New Doll. And it was about a cat that got a new doll. But there you can see, I'll take a picture of the copyright date, which says 1984. And that was nice. If you can find little golden books at the thrift store, they usually don't price them too terribly high. So they're not going to sell for a whole lot, like I said, but if they don't price them very high, it is good to pick them up. And you do have to thumb through them and make sure they're not written in or torn pages and things like that. All right, next one is Curious George. Curious George is always a good seller for me. It sold for $9.58. And this was from 1999. Now, if you're going to sell children's books on Etsy, they do need to be 20 years or older. So from 2005 and before that, you can sell them. I kind of took a chance on the one from 2012 just because it was a reprint of an earlier book, but it worked out okay. But they can take down your listing if it's not old enough. Okay. Next I have Clifford. Clifford is a good seller. This is a Scholastic book from 1999. Clifford was one of my youngest daughter's favorites. She just loved Clifford. I even bought her the stuffed Clifford, the big red dog. But try to get as many pages as you can. And so you can give your customer an idea of what the book is looking like. But that one sold for $11.19. One thing you can do if your books don't sell for a lot is to lot them up. I probably should have waited a while on this and sold them for more, but it was a set of Beatrix Potter books. I had 5 of them. They sold for $14.39. This is an older listing, I can tell just by the picture. But I think they just weren't selling for me, so I ended up lowering them lower till they moved on. But I probably could have sold these for more. And make sure you take good pictures that are not blurry like the ones I took here. See that? Oh, goodness. That's terrible. Okay. But you can lot up books and get more money for them that way. I have another little golden book, The Color Kittens. It was from 1994. And this sold for $15.99. Little golden books don't sell for a whole lot unless they are well sought after. And then you can get some pretty good money for them. But something like this, you just put it in an envelope, you put it in a plastic bag so that the weather won't get to it. And then Holly, sorry, she's hearing all that neighbor noises right now. Okay, next thing I sold was this Rainbow Bright book. It was hardcover for $15.99, and this was from 2004. It barely made it. They do reprint books, so you have to look for that latest date in the copyright, because that's when it came out. And had some really pretty pages on it there. So that sold for $15.99. And Curious George again. This one sold for $15.99. It was a hardcover. And it did have a name on the front too. This could have been a teacher's book in a classroom. But it was from 1969. There are lots of cute pictures in there. And it's all about, if you think somebody would be attached to this type of, see, there's the name again, this type of thing. It's all about sentimental value, really. I know there are a lot of books that I've bought on Etsy from my childhood. So you kind of buy things back that your parents gave away, I guess, is the best way to put it. I sold this Wizard of Oz book. This was a really nice one. It was a hardcover, sold for $17.59. And it was from 1985. It had some really nice stories about the people that were in the movie also. So it was a very nice book. Some really cool pictures. And when you do sell a book, you can sell it media mail, ship it out media mail, and that will save money for your customer. That's what I usually do. I'll send them out media mail. This one is The Secret Garden. It was a Hallmark gift book from 2001. It had a really pretty velvet cover, red velvet cover, and some nice pages in it. And there's the copyright. If there's any damage, I always show it in the pictures. I don't think this had too many things wrong with it, though. But try to get some good pictures of the illustrations in there. That's always good. And it had a really nice bookmark in there, too. But that sold for $18.39. I have another children's Bible storybook. It sold for $18.39. I found these sell really well, so I'll pick them up, especially if they're hardcover. And this was from 1995. Had some really pretty pictures in it and some Bible stories. And next, there's another one that I sold for $19.99. This one's a little more recent. This was from 1974. And it was in pretty good condition for being that old. Had some nice pictures in there. Nice illustrations and stories. So, next I have another golden book. This was Four Puppies from 1960. This sold for $19.99. The older they are and the better condition that they're in, you can get more for them. So I always start out pretty high and then come down periodically in my price. But this did have a signature in the little name section. But it was in pretty good shape. Had some nice illustrations in there. And there's the copyright 1960. And next I have a Richard Scarry book. This was a hardcover nursery rhyme book. Sold for $23.99. And the majority of the time I will get my, this is from 1975. Majority of the time I'll get my books from thrift stores. I'll just stand there and look through them. And after a while, you'll get to know what sells and what doesn't sell and just go from there. Always a good seller is Charlotte's Web. This was an older one, hardcover from 1952. This one sold for $24.79. So that was great. It did have some damage to it and some age and some wear, but it was a really nice copy of the book. You want to get as many pictures as you can. I think Etsy will allow you to take 10 pictures. So I try to use up all 10 if I can. Next one is this Complete Tales of Winnie the Pooh from 1994. It was a hardcover, sold for $31.99. It had some really nice pictures in it. There's a copyright. And $31.99 is pretty good for a children's book. But this one's pretty sought after, so that's why it sold for a bit more. Okay, and last one I have to show you is this group of Winnie the Pooh books. There were 3 of them. They were from 1961, and they sold for $31.99. They were a really nice set of older books. So if you can find them older, in good condition, hardcover, it's usually better to get them sold. So just all I can say is be careful when you're looking through them. Make sure there's minimal damage. Make sure there's not scribbles all over them or torn pages. Some children's books can be very well loved, so you want to stay away from those. But it can be a good way to make money. You just have to kind of do it for a while and figure out which ones sell well, and then keep looking for those periodically. So that's really all I have for today. Wanted to talk to you about selling children's books and how it can be a good thing. They don't take up a whole lot of room. You can make some money, especially from the more sought after ones. So Miss Holly, she hears the neighbor making noise. So that's really all I have for today, though. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later.